Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Today we're continuing our question and answer sessions based on the questions you've left in the comments on our One Piece videos. So in this video, we're going to talk about Shanks, how he became a Yonko, and several other mysteries of the One Piece story based on information from the manga. If you're new to the channel, we really appreciate your help by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot and motivates us to make new videos. But for now, let's get into the video. So the first question chosen for today's video was, who was the Yonko before Shanks? There's nothing in the manga to indicate that Shanks had removed any character or replaced someone from the position of Yonko. It's likely that the position of Yonko was created when there were three members, all being ex-members of the Rock's pirate crew, being Charlotte Linlin, Edward Newgate, otherwise known as Whitebeard, and Kaido. Each having gained fame under their own names, they were able to claim the title of Emperor. Becoming emperors meant they were the closest to finding One Piece, but they weren't called Yonko yet, since Yonko means four emperors. Sometimes later, Shanks also managed to achieve this title, so with Shanks' entry, the four emperors became the Yonko. All of this happened about 6 years or so before Luffy's journey. So let's consider, if Teach managed to make his fame and power recognized throughout the world, he still wouldn't be able to become one of the four emperors until one of them lost their life. So he chose to obtain this post faster by taking the life of his former captain, Whitebeard. Now, one exception may actually be Luffy. After all of his great deeds, Marineford, the Paramount War, everything else together that he's done with the Straw Hats, he was actually called the fifth Yonko. But this again was unofficially. However, with the inclusion of Luffy, this could represent a shift in that one could obtain this rank without ever needing to defeat a Yonko. So Shanks really didn't need to defeat someone who had the rank of Yonko to get that title. For having done so many different feats and having demonstrated his incredible power, just based on that, he was able to become a Yonko. Our next question in the video is, when will the Straw Hats go to Elbaf? It's not known yet, but it'll probably be very soon. This is because there are several points that Oda has dropped that have not been explained yet, not only about the Giants, but also the island of Elbaf as well. So this is definitely a destination they'll have to have on their journey. There's even the possibility that they will go after the end of this Wano arc, as an incredible battle is taking place in which it's attracting the attention of the whole world. I mean, even the Navy is going to the place to investigate what's going on. So after the events of Wano, they'll be able to go to Elbaf to outwit the enemy pirates and the Navy, as they would hardly follow Straw Hats to an island where there are extremely powerful giant warriors. During this arc, we will be able to learn more about the kingdom, how the prince governs the giants, and even possibly learn about the entity called the God by the Giants, in which he punishes the warriors who prove to be weak. It's also possible that this could be the point where Shanks will finally meet up with Luffy. And where would be the best place for them to meet? Exactly, Elbaf, as Shanks has an yet unexplained relationship with the place. We've seen when Shanks was still in Roger's crew, his captain said something about Elbaf, something that has not yet been revealed to us. But when Roger talks about this place, Shanks began to cry. So Elbaf would be a suitable place for us to finally see the reunion of these two great friends, in addition to discovering what secrets Shanks hides related to the Island of the Giants. The next question we're going to tackle is, can Im-sama be a survivor of the lost century? Possibly the answer is yes to this question, as Im-sama seems to demonstrate great knowledge about ancient history, being the one at the top of all the government, so he might be one of the causes of the events that led to the Void Century. Im-sama doesn't reveal anything about himself, but he seems to have the power to live for many centuries. He may even be from another clan similar to humans, because in One Piece, you have to remember there are different clans that are all humanoid, but each one has different peculiarities and powers. For example, the citizens of Skypiea are human, but have small white wings, although really they're still too small to allow them to actually fly, if you look at the wings compared to the size of their bodies. Another clan we could use an example is that of Albert, also known as King, one of Kaido's three calamities. King belongs to the Lunarian clan, having white hair, large wings, and a great affinity for fire, having great resistance and the ability to produce fire through his body. With King's large wings, they do allow him to fly, in addition to having great physical resistance. We could see that there are several clans very similar to humans, although they do have these different characteristics. So Im-sama may in fact be from a clan from the past, as he may have the ability to live much longer than a human, or maybe even receive the immortality surgery from the former bearer of the Api no Mi, the fruit currently owned by Law. Through the immortality of this fruit, it allowed him to live eternally, making him able to manipulate everyone around him to complete a grand plan that we may discover in the future. This may also explain why the Navy was after the Api no Mi and the Gomu Gomu no Mi in the first place, because Im-sama shared some information that these fruits were extremely powerful, though he may not have shared the whole story. It is therefore possible that the Navy managed to capture these fruits, but their plans failed as Luffy and Law ended up eating the fruits. So for now, both fruits are practically impossible for Im-sama to get possession of. So it's possible that Im-sama is a person who has lived for a long time, and that would explain why he has so much control over sovereign organization that, together with the other two powers, govern the entire world of One Piece. We may only have confirmation of this theory when his face is actually revealed, so we'll get a little sense of who this mysterious character is and what their goals might be. The next question asked was, does Zunisha have a mythical Zoan fruit? As been said recently by the Gorosei themselves, there is a possibility that Zunisha has a legendary fruit, which could be some kind of legendary Zoan we've just never seen before. Something so ancient that people who have great knowledge about ancient history, or the history that happened during the Void Century, could only know. Over the past several weeks, there have been several theories circulating in the community saying that the power that this legendary fruit could possess could be that of a god or something similar. There have even been some claiming that it could be the power of Uranus. Throughout One Piece, we've seen several fruits and other aspects making references to mythologies from many cultures, including Chinese, Japanese, Roman, Greek, and even legends from Buddhism. So a fruit based on a god would not be impossible. As an example, we do have the Hito no Mi, a mythical Zoan fruit that allows the user to transform into a large golden Buddha. Although we don't know its real strength, it is said that this fruit is extremely powerful. Zunisha does have the form of an elephant, so it is possible that this Zoan fruit could be an elephant model, a god with elephant aspects that would possibly already be in its awakened state. This legendary Zoan devil fruit could have actually given Zunisha immortality as well, because we do know he has existed for many years, even before the Void Century, being forced to walk the sea because of some crime in his past. Zunisha also could have received the legendary fruit from the same person who gave him the quest, but in the end, Zunisha was unsuccessful due to the extreme difficulty of the quest. Because Zunisha failed, they were punished to roam the sea until something specific happened, so that they could fulfill that last order given to them by the person who granted them the legendary devil fruit. The last question we're going to take on today is Luffy's straw hat the same as the one talked about from the past of Fishman Island? Well, we really can't say for sure, but probably not. This is because throughout One Piece, we've thought that Luffy's hat would just be something to symbolize Luffy's crew. Later we learned that it could also be a promise that Luffy would have to fulfill to Shanks, that he would become not only a great pirate, but eventually king of the pirates. But as we've watched the story unfold, Luffy's hat has turned out to be something much more significant and mysterious. Something more than just being a possession of Roger, who of course was the first character we saw wearing it. Since we've learned about Joy Boy, a character who lived during the Void Century, it also seems like Luffy and Joy Boy have so much in common that it might mean Luffy could be a reincarnation of Joy Boy, who himself had a similar straw hat. During Im-sama's appearance, he goes to a large frozen vault, and inside it was a giant straw hat. Because of this image, many in the community have theorized that this hat may in fact be a vestige of the Void Century. At the very least, we've seen Roger demonstrate that he had knowledge about Joy Boy, saying that if he'd lived at the same time, they would have had a great time together. Although it's still unknown if Roger knew about these stories as a child or after becoming a pirate. However, it is interesting that since the beginning of Roger's journey, he has carried the same type of straw hat. This could have something to do with this giant straw hat that Im-sama has. So there are still quite a few mysteries behind this hat that Luffy wears. Well, friends, we're gonna go ahead and end the video right here. Remember, if you have any questions related to One Piece, make sure you leave them in the comments below. That way we can use them in future videos. I'd also love to know your opinion on the things we discussed today. Was there another person who held the rank of Yonko? When do you think the straw hats will go to Elbaf? Can Im-sama be a person who lived a long time ago? And most importantly, which fruit does Zunisha have? And what is that mystery behind the straw hat? Leave your opinion in the comments. We want to thank you so much for joining us today and watching the video all the way up to the end. Make sure you comment those themes or ideas that you'd love to see in future videos. And also, if you've made it this far, give us a like as you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in the next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.